The initiative I'm currently leading involves a couple of major technology changes for Symetra. We're migrating from an old CRM to Salesforce, and we are moving from an on-premise telephony system to Amazon Connect.
I was exposed to some really great leaders and some that were not so great, and I learned equally from both. Always be authentic and true to myself. Treat people with respect and dignity at all times.
I actively seek out gaps, look at solutions to solve for those. Be brave about pitching those ideas to the senior leadership and take ownership to execute on that.
Got myself a job at DocuSign. That was my start in software. Shortly after that, AWS recruiting called, and kind of like the rest of my tech launch is history, and I'm really excited about it. I mean, there's just like endless innovation in this industry.
Private technology companies led by women are more capital efficient, achieving 35% higher ROI. And when venture-backed, delivered 12% higher revenue than those run by men. Women-founded companies outperform companies founded by men by 63%.
So this year, Symetra was recognized by Fortune magazine and Great Places to Work as one of the top places for women to work. I have just been very fortunate to work with a number of really strong, incredible female leaders. When you have that mentorship and those champions in your company, I think it becomes infectious.
We believe that culture and strategy are mutually reinforcing. If not, they will be simultaneously defeating.
Diversity, equity, and inclusion, in my opinion, needs to start at the top. It needs to be intentional and focused. You should have a dedicated leader who is really going to be the champion.
With fresh people, fresh mindset, you're able to have fresh perspective, right? And then you're able to have a different lens in terms of looking at the problem. I was able to obtain this position because people believed in my potential and my passion towards fashion and customer experience.
NeuraFlash has been a welcomed surprise. Starting with the leadership team and the hiring managers, they set the tone for who we hire, the diversity in the workspace, and the culture. Regardless of age or experience, that doesn't necessarily dictate if they're the best person for the role. So like being curious, being a builder, it's more about that desire to learn, grow with the company.
I think often we are so worried about creating a positive relationship with only our direct manager. But I think you can effectively manage your career and your visibility by managing sideways. The power is yours. If you are being asked to do something above and beyond, this is an opportunity for you to ask questions. What is this role about? Is there an existing team? To negotiate the scope, really understand the trade-offs. And if you are looking for a promotion in the future, understand your own capacity and negotiate. To have an effective communication, you have to seek a common goal. Establish that, agree on that, set expectations. Have sidebar conversations with respective, different leaders to have the talk beforehand.
And having those sidebar conversations ahead of time so that they're not caught off guard, but that they're a part of whatever journey you're trying to go on.
Use customer references, use the power of innovation and speed, and then just ask an agent about the calls that make them miserable, about things that happen in their day. You'll get a lot of insight. But also, don't make an evaluation a 50-person experience, right? At some point, somebody has to take ownership of what we're gonna do as a company, and it has to be a top-down initiative in order for it to work. The story here is that I am 3 months on at NeuraFlash, maybe, and I'm sitting in an executive call with Symetra. There's all women on the call, every single person. And then, virtual hallways, you hear about Hexen and Saks, Dahlia at First Advantage, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can advocate for these women to tell their story on this stage.